Fuji film gives you color pictures so true to life, it's a real breakthrough. Fuji's advanced technology has developed ultra-thin color layers unlike any other film in the world. The thinner the layers, the sharper the picture and the truer the color. Get Fuji high-resolution film and get breakthrough pictures. Fuji 35mm disc and 110.
How soft? Jump. So soft. Jump. Ooh, very soft. Jump, 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 jump. Bounce. But so soft, lows you can't wait to jump into. Jump. Feels so good. Jump it. You are the one, so warm and soft around me. Jump, 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 jump. Bounce. But so soft, lows you can't wait to jump into. Jump.
If you've been waking up to high coffee prices, Folgers has a surprise for you.
Morning. I've invited a few people for coffee.
A few?
Folgers' new special roast flaked is a very generous coffee.
Can we afford to be this generous?
Special roast flaked costs less.
Sure, it's in a smaller can.
But I use less, so this smaller can makes a pound worth of mountain-grown Folgers.
Am I saving money?
Right.
Anybody need a refill? Folgers' new special roast flaked, the generous coffee.
I've heard it. Have you heard it? It's about Tic Tac. Oh, it still has just 1.5 calories, but it does something amazing. It refreshes your breath a long, long, long time. Believe it or not, one little Tic Tac will actually refresh your breath for 1.5 hours. Imagine, a whole 1.5 hours. You know something? Tic Tac refreshes you so long, maybe they should call it Tic Tac.
Tic Tac, the 1.5 hour, 1.5 calorie breath mint.
Joining us now are 3 people who know Sarah Ferguson well, now the Duchess of York, and who were attending the wedding today. They are co-workers and her boss. We'll start with her boss, Richard Burton. He is the chairman of Richard Burton Publishing. And then we have Jerry Crompton. He is managing director. And Sheldon Clark. He is director of the firm's U.S. operations. And we welcome all of you this morning.
Good morning. Thank you.
Mr. Burton, what will it be like having a Duchess working for you?
Wonderful. I mean, Fergie is Fergie. She will be the same now as she was before, I'm sure.
All right, those who work with her. Who is Fergie? What is she like?
Well, Fergie is a great girl. She's got lots of personality, and she's a girl who manages to get on very, very well with people. And she's done an excellent job for us. And she's determined to carry on working.
How do you think that the other people will react to her now? They are still her fellow employees, but she is a Duchess.
Well, I can't imagine Fergie changing at all. She's got great enthusiasm. She's lively, she's active, and then I think she'll probably stay the same way.
Mr. Burton, I believe you've been working rather closely with her lately at the Palace. How do you think that's going to work out now in reality? Do you think that she will be able to continue working like she has expressed a desire to do?
I'm sure she will. She said, she's insisted to everybody that she wants to continue working. Our next meeting we'll have with her since she's off on honeymoon is mid-September. And she'll be back on stream then. It'll obviously, her royal engagements will take precedence, but she certainly intends to work. She's not somebody who'll sit on her backside and twiddle her thumbs while her husband's at sea.
All right, you say that her royal official goings-on are going to take precedence, but thinking of everything that's going to be going on with her, will she be able to keep her mind on her work? And she has to really be the person in charge of a book, and she has a lot of things to do to make sure that that book comes together.
Yes, but she can read her manuscripts flying in a helicopter on her way to open a factory or lying in the bath. She doesn't actually need to go to an office to do that.
Jerry, did she talk to you about the wedding, and did she tell you anything about whether she might be nervous or not?
I think, in fact, she was extremely nervous. And in fact, she looked, I don't know whether you noticed, as she went down the aisle, she was looking somewhat serious. When she came out, she was absolutely radiant. She was relaxed. She looked as happy as can be.
We heard that she was catching people's eye and perhaps even giving them a bit of a wink. Did she see you, do you know?
Sure. Oh, yes.
She saw all of you?
She said hello. She said hello, Sheldon. I was very impressed.
Oh, she did?
She did. No, she was very relaxed, and I mean, that's unusual.
What was the highlight of the wedding for you?
Well, the highlight, I think, were the little kids that wandered in, and they behaved themselves very well. They looked great. And, of course, being so close to the Queen, which has got to thrill any American or English person, it was a real highlight.
Mr. Burton, what was the highlight for you as having your employee there?
I think seeing our superstar coming into the Abbey was absolutely magical, wonderful.
And she had said last night in the interview that we all saw on television that she really hoped she didn't, quote, fluff her vows. She did have a bit of a problem with the name. She did have a bit of a problem remembering Andrew's name, but it is quite a long name, too. You're chuckling here a bit. Did she tell you that?
She said, yeah, she remembered it ACE, A-C-E, the 3 middle names, and I guess she recalled it at the last minute and did a great job.
All right, well, we thank you both for coming over from Westminster Abbey and joining our program this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And we'll be back in just a moment. Stay with us. Thank you.
Clean laundry, Fresh Start has concentrated stain fighters, so you can concentrate on other things.
'Cause I'm pretty sure, sweet mama, the two of us are gonna look just right.
Concentrated Fresh Start, because there's more to life than laundry.
Kathy Lee, remember the old door-to-door salesman?
Yes, I do. Those guys who sold you brushes, vacuum cleaners, you name it, they sold it to you.
Get all about it, because we're going to meet a new breed. They're women only, and they have products for women only. They come to your home with sexy, exotic, erotic products that you might be too shy to buy in a store.
Me? Too shy? Plus, we'll meet Taylor Miller, Nina from All My Children.
And her love interest, Peter Bergman.
And want to know how to buy jewelry that really flatters your face? We're going to show you how.
On the morning show at 9.
She's the other lady in New York Harbor who opened her decks to all our boys in the Pacific and the Atlantic. She was the floating piece of America that welcomed her Mercury and Gemini astronauts home. The intrepid Sea Air Space Museum at West 46th Street and the Hudson River in Manhattan. Step back in history. Leap forward into the future.
Come on, Kathy, get with it. Smoking's out.
Yeah. Don't be left out of the crowd. Don't smoke. The American Heart Association.
With us now are some more folks who attended the wedding this morning at Westminster Abbey. Robert Geeve is the vice chairman of Geeves and Hawkes. They've been the royal tailors and outfitters for 200 years, and Mr. Geeve has spent the morning making sure that Andrew looked wedding perfect. And also with us this morning are Mr. and Mrs. Hubbardy. They know Sarah Ferguson through her mother, Susan Barantes. They flew all the way from Sacramento, California, which I must say is my hometown, and welcome. I welcome you here in London.
Thank you.
It's nice to have you all with us, and we should just point out that Sarah did spend some time living with you, not in Sacramento. At the time, you were all in Squaw Valley, right?
That's right, yes. She spent approximately 3 months with us.
Oh, I am told that the bride and the bridegroom are now about to appear, and there you can see them just peeking through the window. And as soon as they open the door there, we will go to the Royal Wave. I would just like to ask you, Mr. Geeve, what kind of spirits Andrew was in this morning as you were making sure that he looked
Very
right?
cool, calm, and collected, having regard to the day that was before him. Can I say the same for the pages, who I also went to dress?
Oh, really?
Yes.
Now, he was in full ceremonial lieutenant's uniform. Can you explain to us exactly what he was wearing?
Well, he was wearing the most formal dress that's appropriate to a lieutenant in our Royal Navy, with other embellishments which included his gold eaglet, because he's honorary ADC to the Queen.
Well, how did the fittings go? Did the fittings all go fine?
Over a long period of time, but nevertheless, the uniform looked just the part on the day.
Each medal had to be put exactly right in the right place.
There is a precise location for absolutely everything, and it's my responsibility to ensure that it is just as it should be.
Does he have to pay attention to what he wears all the time? I mean, you're British
on such
press.
Occasions, yes.
Really,
Let
right.
me say, when he's in a flying suit, everything has to have its place as well. He's a member of the senior service, and uniform, be it working or ceremonial, always has to be right.
The company has outfitted the royal family for how many years now?
We've been involved with the royal household for much of our 200-year history. We're a 200-year-old business, and I'm a fourth generation, so I did today what my father done on earlier weddings, and my great-grandfather and earlier generations. I think the first royal wedding we were involved with would have been 1863. 1863, and we've played a part ever since.
Mr. Hubbard, how did you two come to know Sarah? I believe it was through her mother at a polo match.
I met her mother in the Philippines at a polo match, and we became friends, and my older son went back down to Argentina and stayed with Susie and Hector, and then Sarah came to us when she came up from the Argentine, when she was on her sort of world trip, and she and Charlotte Eden stayed with us for about 3 months.
Mr. Hubbard, what was Sarah like when she visited with you all?
Well, she's a very, very pleasant young lady. I think that she became, just a member of the family. You spend 3 months in the summer, in the winter, snow with somebody, you get to know them fairly well, and she's just a marvelous, marvelous young lady.
She's also a marvelous skier, I'm told.
Terrific.
Well, she taught young kids to ski in Squaw Valley.
And did she spend the whole 3 months there, really as part of the family, teaching skiing?
Yes.
She was a very hard worker. Both she and Charlotte, they held 2 jobs. They sold cookies and drinks in the strudel house, and then they also worked with the young children skiing.
Were you surprised when you heard that she was going to marry the prince?
No.
Not really.
No, not at all.
She impresses one as she can. I always had the impression she could do whatever she wanted to do, and she's just a spectacular individual.
Yeah. I think that is the impression that we have all gotten, that Fergie, if we may say that now, will remain the same, even after she is now the Duchess of York.
She won't change.
Well, thank you for coming over from across the square from Westminster Abbey to share your thoughts with us today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Keyes. And we'll be right back in just a moment.